Mr. Trudeau, the federal court has ruled that the Emergencies Act was unconstitutional. Would you resign or apologize to Canadians for violating their rights? Alexa Lavoie reporting for Ribbon News, and I'm currently in Montreal covering the Liberal retreat. We just heard breaking news that the Emergencies Act has been declared unconstitutional by the federal court. This means that Justin Trudeau has violated the constitutional rights of Canadians.
The federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations.
But before, let me tell you a bit more about the retreat. In 2023, the Privy Council Office confirmed that the Liberals spent more than $160,000 on lodging and transportation during their cabinet affordability retreat in Prince Edward Island. This year, the retreat is being held at the Queen Elizabeth in Montreal. Our sources suggest that Justin Trudeau is in one of the hotel's most expensive suites, the John Lennon one, valued at $3,254 plus tax. However, the room cost displayed is only between $200 to $300, raising skepticism about a possible 90% discount. The question arises, where is the true cost hidden? Through the meal bill or the amenities? Or will the hotel distribute the cost among all guests? This concern followed Trudeau's scandalous London trip, where he stayed in a 6,000-night suite on taxpayer expense. Despite London being pricier, the room type is comparable. It is also alleged that meal costs upward of $85 per person for 155 attendees bring the total to more than $10,000 per meal. It is certain that they are not eating bugs. And more outrageous, someone on the ground told me how much food they did throw away. This amid Canadians grappling with mortgage, inflation, and a housing crisis, while their Prime Minister is living a luxurious life without restraining himself on taxpayer dimes. Furthermore, Trudeau's decision to welcome thousands of Gaza refugees, 3/4 of whom, according to research, strongly support the terrorist organization Hamas, and this raised concern about potential anti-Semitism, vandalism, or worse, as seen in cases like the Syrian refugee in BC who murdered a 13-year-old girl, or the Tunisian immigrant in Chicoutimi who stabbed 2 female co-workers. We are here to document what will happen today, so let's check it out and let's see how many questions we will be able to ask to Mr. Justin Trudeau and maybe other MP of the Liberal cabinet.
Et j'ai le droit d'être ici en ce moment. Je suis en plus dans un lieu public qui est le trottoir. Donc, merci.
Je vais vous expliquer quelque chose. Pour l'instant, c'est correct. Quand monsieur va descendre, on va reculer. Vous exercez votre droit, c'est correct.
Non, mais monsieur, à votre place, je ferai attention avec ce que vous avez fait, la GRC à notre collègue, de l'avoir arrêté injustement. Donc, pour l'instant, moi, je vous dirais de prendre un recul. Merci beaucoup.
Non. Ça va être là-bas. C'est ça qui est ça.
Pourquoi ça serait là-bas? Je ne comprends pas pourquoi ça serait là-bas. Je suis ici. J'ai déjà été plus proche de M. Trudeau que vous pensez.
C'est d'assurer la sécurité de M. Trudeau quand il va sortir d'ici.
La sécurité de quoi? Pour lui poser une question, monsieur?
C'est vous et c'est les citoyens aussi, c'est tout le monde. Il y a personne qui va passer au moment où il va sortir ici.
Pablo Rodriguez, do you think that Mr. Trudeau should resign and apologize to Canadians for violating constitutional right of Canadians?
Pour assurer la sécurité. Vous faites votre travail, on fait notre travail. C'est tout simple que ça.
Vous appliquez les ordres.
Non.
Je suis désolée, là, faire votre travail.
On applique la loi et la jurisprudence.
La loi et la jurisprudence?
Absolument.
OK. Comment vous expliquez que vous avez arrêté injustement un journaliste à Toronto, la GRC? Comment vous l'expliquez, celle-là? Parce que clairement, vous l'avez relâché sans aucune accusation. Donc, Clairement, vous l'avez arrêté injustement.
Okay.
Donc, comment vous justifiez ça? Vous n'avez rien à dire par rapport à ça, par exemple? OK. Ça devient quand même assez clair pour qui c'est où ce que vous vous tenez.
Ça s'appelle le pouvoir discrétionnaire. Obligé de dire.
Mr. Trudeau, the federal court has ruled that the Emergencies Act was unconstitutional. Would you resign or apologize to Canadians for violating their rights? Of course, Mr. Trudeau is not answering any questions since we are not deemed acceptable media. So he looked at me with a smile. Can you believe that? The federal court has ruled that the Emergencies Act was unconstitutional. So that means that Mr. Trudeau did violating the constitutional rights of Canadians. And Mr. Trudeau is not answering a question regarding that. How many truckers, how many Canadians were beat up by RCMP and police and on an unconstitutional invocation of a law? So you can see Mr. Trudeau is just in this Suburban right there, and is not deemed to answer a question regarding that. Mr. Trudeau, what do you think? I would jump on the car? Mr. Trudeau, the federal court has ruled that the Emergencies Act was unconstitutional. Would you apologize or resign to Canadians for violating their rights? If you want to support our journalism, you need to go now over rebelfieldreports.com. Chip in what you can so we can show Justin Trudeau that we don't need his money, that people want us to report the other side of the story, and thank you for every donation.